Hello, my friends. I am back from church, and you know how much I like these kind of church days when I come back with all kinds of stuff written on my order of service. It was a very interesting service, as much because of what was said as the things it's led me to take some time to think about. Oops. Yep, I forgot again. Take the glasses off while I'm here. The title of it, Humility and Paradox. Took me a while to find it. Okay, so if you have any experience of organized, non-eclectic, or not as quite as eclectic versions of Wicca, or something that calls itself Wicca, you are probably familiar with the 8 virtues: beauty and strength, power and compassion, mirth and reverence, and honor and humility. And I have been thinking for a while that I wanted to do a series on the 8, one for each one. Yeah, I think about all these things in my head. I'll get around to them at some point. But elemental balancing and the 8 virtues, the 4 couplets, for me are kind of the hinge of who I am and choose to be in relation to, that define me as a spiritual person. All of them connect me to my concept of the gods, of God and Goddess, and the source. Just recently there was a topic for the week on the Pagan YouTube challenge, I think the one we just did, on whether we used sacred texts. I know there's not a particular text that is part of my practice, in that it's the one or several that I hinge my practice and my beliefs on, my focus on. But there are certainly lots of things that inspire me. The Charge of the Goddess is one of them. And there are parts of the Charge of the Goddess that I have been wanting to highlight from my perspective, why they are part of who I am spiritually and who I am in relation to my gods and to loved ones and to wider community. And so this sermon on humility today has me thinking, I think I'd enjoy taking the time to develop that series now. Yeah, I don't want to stop doing topics on my channel, even though I'm doing these daily vlogs, because, you know, only some of us share our vlogs and are part of that community. Lots of people do come to my channel because of topics and curiosity, and they want to engage in conversation on that. And my day-to-day life is of absolutely no interest to them. And the neat thing is, I have met, through those of you who have been watching and commenting on my vlogs, I've met a lot of you that I have not met previously. I've also had the opportunity to meet folks from many divergent paths, and that has been quite a blessing to this evolution of my channel. That's why I've been more open about the Unitarian Universalist side of me. I guess it was important for me to be here originally as a Wiccan, and maybe as a Wiccan with some history that I could bring my channel, because it's how I identified and became one with the community. But, you know, obviously each of us has a lot more to us than any one name we might call ourselves. And I feel my channel has been broadening in a way that has been more inclusive of conversations in a multi-faith, universalist kind of way, and that I want to continue. I've always had, right from the beginning, had some followers on YouTube, some of whom I've been blessed to become personal friends with, who don't share the same label as I would give myself. But we've found that we have a lot in common. I've learned a lot from them when they've spoke to me of the things that I might say that resonate with them because they experience it in their practices, no matter the name they give their religion. So my channel has been, in a sense, evolving through the new people I have been meeting, those who have commented. It's widened my connection to community, and it's been very rewarding for me. I think I've mentioned that a couple of times. But humility and paradox. I definitely want to do a video on that, so it'll probably jumpstart my wanting to do videos on the 8 virtues. Somewhere the balance between understanding your inherent worth, the part of you which is unique, that holds your ability to make a difference, your unique personality, your unique set of emotions, the parts of you that are like no other. But at the same time you're holding that. You're holding a concept of interdependency, that there is that, but there's also what you are that's beyond that self-awareness. Sometimes we think of humility as something that it's so self-effacing, it doesn't honor the power of the individual. And true humility is understanding who you are and who you are in relation to, but being willing to release that at any given moment to something greater. And that was a great service today. There were daffodils on the altar today. That in itself, a celebration. And then after service, there's a beautiful glacial pond behind the church building, and something white caught my eye on the pond, and it was too chubby to be a white egret, which are very common around here. It ends up it was a swan. I am so sorry I did not have my camera with me. I left everything in the car. Didn't want to take anything into the sanctuary with me that was electronic. And then, darned if I didn't get to spend 10 minutes watching this swan. Oh, I would love to have had a picture for you all. But that was really a moment. We've always heard that this is a migratory channel, pathway for swans. But I've not seen them. We've seen them on TV, we've seen them in the newspaper, but not seen them in person. They prefer their freshwater ponds a little bit inland. And, oh, how magnificent. Those of you who live where you get to see them all the time, what a blessing they are. They really are amazing animals to look at. They announced they were doing a 3-part series on Thomas Merton in the continuing education part of our church, and so I'm all excited about that. A man who has always inspired me. His words often show up in my rituals. And another thing that was part of the readings before the actual sermon, which were from a UU minister that put something on the web and we grabbed it, I guess. We don't think alike, but we walk together. And that's going to be a video too. Reflecting over my time on YouTube, and I've never been directly part of it, but obviously at the heart level I have been, because I've seen the comings and goings and the drama and the explosions and sometimes the elitism, as well as those who feel or are made to feel their contributions aren't equal. And it's true. In the community that brought you and I together, we don't all think alike. It's a given we don't think or do alike. But we walk along a path together. That's the stuff of a video, I have to say. Somewhere in all of this that was going on today, with this idea of different people coming together who may have what appears to be opposing views, what do you find as a commonality? That's where the humility came in, that I'm not always right, in the sense of the greater picture of right on behalf of community, where the consensus of opinion matters. There was a comment made that diversity does not mean divisiveness. Diversity does not mean divisiveness. Honoring the sacred within each while appreciating that we will have conflicting truths, but we find a way to walk together. It was a pretty inspirational service today. I really appreciated it. And of course there was the daffodils, and there was the swan. So now I'm going to keep an eye out for that swan, and I promise you I'll keep my camera in my pocketbook going forward at church. So anyway, that's going to be about it for the day. I need to finalize a full moon ritual I'm doing with my sister tomorrow. Yeah, I seem to be getting last minute on this. Seem to be the way it goes. And the Daytona 500, the first race of the NASCAR season, is this afternoon, and Sunday afternoons you will find me on the couch with my hubs watching that race, screaming and yelling and hoping that our driver, Earnhardt Jr., will do just fine, and if the wind is at his tail, he will win the race. And he's actually forecasted to be one of the best possibilities, which he always is at Daytona, of winning today. So I may not be back to do anything else in the way of vlogging today, because what I want to do is take some time to finish off my full moon ritual for my sister and I for tomorrow, and take some time in my head to make some notes on some of these videos that I want to do. I don't want to be in danger of. I promised to myself to do the YouTube Pagan Challenge for the year, and it's been fun. I'm trying to keep those videos short because there's so many of them that people are doing, and I've tried to watch as many as I can, but I'm really sorry. If I subscribe to you and your YouTube Pagan Challenge video of the week is more than 15 minutes, I'm not going to watch it, because I really want to honor those who are participating in this and watch all that I can. And basically I can't if someone's putting out a long one. Yeah, me of the many long videos, but in this particular case I think it's about capturing an essence or a quick answer and then heading out to find out what others have said. So I'm not able to watch everyone's because a lot of them are getting rather long. What I'm trying to do is do a short one, and then if there's more I want to say or I want to go into in depth, I do it as a separate video. That's become my habit with that. So I'm calling up now because I don't remember what the video of this coming week is supposed to be. I'm going to record that. I always try and do that on the weekend so that I keep my promise of doing it. And then there will be the race, which is about to start any moment now. The full moon ritual. And my computer's coming up so I can check out the Pagan YouTube Challenge video topic. And some quiet time for myself later on tonight into this evening. I'm doing a working for myself. And it's a day full of things that there's not a square box in sight. And many hours of it will be sitting beside my husband and jointly screaming and yelling at the TV, cheering on and then cheering against various drivers as we watch the race today. I didn't know what NASCAR was until I met Roger. And it's a great part of our life together. And it's the first sign of spring around here usually. We don't usually have daffodils and crocus and willows greening up at this time of year. They're usually a couple weeks away. The first sign of spring in our house is the first NASCAR race, the Daytona 500. So that's good. The flow in our time together has been the Daytona 500, and then the realization that Ostara is not all that far away. Isn't it something how something like the NASCAR series can become part of your wheel of the year? Oh, it was kind of like in the old days when autumn was when you went back to school. Oh, never mind, it could be 80 or 90 degrees in September, but that was kind of the fall, regardless of the fact that Maybone had not come yet. Oh my gosh, speaking of Maybone, I think it was Maybone. Someone put a comment, a really nasty comment, on an older video of mine where I think it was one of my Wheel of Year videos where I was focusing on the holidays. And somebody put a nasty comment on. Of course, I've deleted and blocked that person because, you know, what the hell. That said that I couldn't possibly be who I said I was because I didn't even know how to pronounce the holidays correctly. And I needed to get over myself and stop pretending to be something I wasn't. Oh, how entertaining some of these trolls can be. You say potato, I say potato. I pronounce the Sabbats the way that my teachers pronounced them. And if you think I'm going to say that my teachers mispronounced them, well, even if technically they did, I honor the way they said them. But I just got the biggest kick over the fact that someone would have the energy to expand on that particular. I've been corrected since I've been online for lots of things. The way I pronounce athame just drives some people bats. Yeah. Talk about humility. Some of us have none whatsoever because we don't have a sense of self-esteem that honors ourselves. We lack self-esteem. We create a fake sense of self-esteem by belittling others. Which, the reason I'm saying this is, first thing, it was entertaining to stand corrected, probably by who knows out there who does or does not do anything even vaguely similar to what I do, and doesn't know me, doesn't know my practice, doesn't know what I'm capable of doing. But when that kind of thing happens, it's interesting to use the opportunity to think about, when have I done something similar? I hope inadvertently. But there's always a lesson to, if we judge someone based on, if they don't say something the way we think it should be said, in the sense of pronunciation, they don't do something the way we think it should be done, where does our humility then enter the picture? That we have to set ourselves up as judging someone else for doing, believing, or saying something differently than we do. Always lessons for humility. So while at first I had a moment of high entertainment from that particular comment, after I deleted and blocked that person, I really had to stop and think about the fact we're all prone to that kind of stupidity if we are honest enough to admit it. Maybe we don't make our judgments out loud, but we tend to judge, don't we? Humility. There is always a reason to explore that particular virtue. Think about what it means and go there. So the YouTube Pagan Challenge is going to be, maybe this is a teaser for the video that I'm about to do, or it will be when my Word document for it finally opens up. It is going to be, oh, do you have, or how did you find a matron or patron? Okay, so I get to spend a little bit of time with that. I've probably already done, I'm pretty sure I've done at least one video on that. I know I've written about it too. But time to do yet another one then for the YouTube Pagan Challenge. Will there be a tiny moment of the day today? I'm going to be honest. That won't be. Because I try and make those be in the moment. Something that I've captured or seen today. And I didn't have the camera out on the way to work, or way to work? No, the way to church, or the way back from church. And I'm inside now until the sun goes down. Me and my NASCAR buds screaming as the cars go round and round and round. So this will be it for today's video. Got a little wandery on this one, didn't I? One thing leads to another. Yeah, I guess one little thing can be the pit stops, speaking of the race, that my brain makes along the way when I turn the camera on. It's a good day.